Welcome back to your continuing coverage of NAB 2013 live from Las Vegas, Nevada, from the Las Vegas Convention Center. I'm Michael Artsis. Thanks for joining us. This is the Teradek booth, C9939, and we're broadcasting live on Ustream. Teradek's making that happen with their great camera top encoders. We'll tell you more about that later, but we have some very, very special guests here. I can't even tell you how special and how excited I am. I'm just going to get into this. We've got Brad Hunstable, who is the CEO and founder of Ustream, and David Thompson, the SVP of Marketing, Senior Vice President. Guys, I am so excited to have you here. I love Ustream. We're going to start out with how you started Ustream. It was basically an idea to have military families be able to talk with their loved ones while they were fighting for this country. I love that because my grandfather served, and I could never serve. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't go through boot camp. I'd kill somebody. But I mean, my hat goes off to all these guys who do, and I know they defend our freedom, and they make, even if they don't make the ultimate sacrifice, which is the worst, they make sacrifices and their families make sacrifices. So that you wanted to connect their family means so much to me, and so much I know to them. So you came up with this idea as a way for them to communicate.
I mean, like most businesses that start, usually you're trying to solve a problem that relates to you. And so, as you mentioned, I graduated from West Point in June of 2001, so literally right before September 11th. And what I saw over the next 5 years, me and my business partners, were situations where people in the military were missing some of the most important events of their lives. You know, I had a guy who worked for me. I had to send to Iraq 2 weeks before his daughter's Duke University graduation, so he didn't get to see it. Or, you know, people were missing their kid kick the winning soccer goal in a high school soccer match, or your daughter's dance recital, or they were even missing very big events like the Super Bowl or American Idol, whatever was live at the time. And in my particular case, I didn't have kids, but my younger brother was in a fairly prominent rock and roll band. And I never once got to see his band play live because of the military. And so the original genesis was, can we build a technology that brings people together no matter where they are in the world and have, you know, really amazing experiences around video, around events that are very important to you or very passionate about. And that could be, again, on the very big, like a Super Bowl type of event, or something that might be very personal, like my brother's band.
It's phenomenal. And so you served.
I did. I did 5 years in the military. After West Point, you have to do 5 years. I did 5 years in the military, various capacities around the world. Ultimately, I'm an entrepreneur, wanted to build a company, and, you know, got out and started Ustream.
Can I just say thank you?
Yeah.
I mean, that's from myself and from everybody else in America, thank you. And then thank you for Ustream, but thank you. Thank you for serving. Thank you for protecting our freedom. I appreciate it more than you know.
That means a lot, thanks.
Ustream is phenomenal. I'll tell you a quick story. Well, two. One to your point, and then another one about my experience, and I love Ustream. So a couple years ago, I was hired as a consultant and on-air personality to build out a studio for a new venture called Sports, S-P-O-R-T-C-E, Sport Content and Entertainment. We were broadcasting from New York City live every day, and built out these beautiful studios on 57th Street. Our first live broadcast was the NFL Player of the Year Awards put on by the NFL alumni. Now, I had been at the event the year before doing production work for the NFL alumni and said, this has to be broadcast. How come it's not broadcast? It was a full-out award show, but they never showed it anywhere. They just did it for the players. They'd turn to the AP, the Associated Press, hand them a list and say, here's who won Rookie of the Year, here's who won Offensive Player of the Year, here's who won MVP. And the AP would publish it, but none of the fans ever got to see it. And I said, we got to do it. So I went to a friend of mine at CBS, the president of CBS, and said, you got to do it. He said, it's a money-losing situation. There's no reason to do it. Nobody cares about award shows. I go, what are you talking about? They make a ton of money. Let's do it. No, I didn't want to do it. I said, let's bring it to the internet. I was starting with this company, Sports. I brought it to them. They said, let's do it. Get to Dallas for the Super Bowl. This event had never been broadcast. This was a 40th year. 39 years it had never been broadcast live. You guys are promoting it. We're promoting it. And we've teamed up with Ustream now to broadcast this live. There's a major snowstorm. There's no internet. I go out and I get a clear wire clear spot because you know, we needed internet and we couldn't get internet anywhere. With 2 bars of service, we broadcast a pre-show, interviews with all the players, the entire multi-camera entire broadcast, and a post-show for 5 hours on Ustream. and we had a ton of viewers, a ton of success, and now it's now called, they changed the name to the NFL Honors. It's now broadcast on CBS.
Well, you know, we see that sometimes where things will start on the internet and go to TV, and that's okay. And, you know, I mean, it's interesting. How many events around the world happen that no one knows about or get access to? And, you know, we just had a big event with Sony, and what's interesting, they did a big press conference around the PlayStation 4. And in the old days, you know, Sony would invite press. They might have like 200 people there. They do a little bit of a presentation. They actually broadcast it on Ustream, and it ended up being the largest broadcast in the history of the internet. It reached 1 million simultaneous concurrents, over 1 million simultaneous.
How do you do that? How do you make that happen? I mean, I know you can sit here and you can say it's servers and racks of servers, but it's not that easy.
You know, it's we focused on the platform.
Yeah.
I mean, we have some of the world's best engineers and the world's best technologists solving really challenging problems, because our platform has to be robust enough to work for the very big, but also flexible enough to work for anyone, because that's part of our vision, is to bring this to the masses.
You know, I told Michael at Teradek, Michael Galling, a year ago that Ustream was the platform to be with, that Ustream was the best. And I mean, I'm not just saying this because you're here. You guys are the best. I've used other streaming platforms, and without a doubt, you are the best. You offer the best reliability, and I think the best quality at every different bit rate. And so that's what's really important. I've never lost a Ustream signal. I've never had a problem when I've had to broadcast in 500 KBS, which is terrible, or when I broadcast as high as I can go. And so you guys are phenomenal. You guys are the largest and fastest growing live streaming platform out there. You guys aren't pretentious. I like that too. Like, you guys are just fun and awesome. I've always had a great camaraderie with your staff and your people. So I have to commend you for that. What's the future for Ustream? I know it's Teradek, it's that kind of stuff, but it's also going phones, talking about streaming weddings and bar mitzvahs. I think that's really important. You don't have to miss moments now, and I've experienced that. And that was my other story, was that I've been able to put up a family event and broadcast it to the world, but really so 2 or 3 people could watch who couldn't make it.
Well, the vision has stayed the same, which we want to make live broadcasting mainstream. We want to connect people through these live broadcasts. One of the beautiful things about live broadcasting is people are really, really engaged. I mean, the average view time of a live broadcast versus a VOD, it's 18 times longer for live. In fact, on our platform, the average view time per video, we have billions of video views a year. The average view time per video is actually 45 minutes. And so we're really focused on that vision, and that includes, you know, the traditional stuff that we've done, like, you know, red carpets and you know, sports leagues or things like what you were doing, but it also includes CEO town halls and web chats and internal meetings, and we're starting to do webinars, and, you know, anything that takes a live broadcast, brings people together in real time for these highly engaging, highly passionate, whether it's, again, something very personal or something mainstream or something that's for your company. We want to have a play in that, and we've built this platform to be flexible enough to do that. We want it to be simple. It needs to feel like a consumer product, in our belief, and you know, and very much like what Box is doing. We want to have a platform that serves, you know, the from small, medium-sized businesses all the way up to the major enterprises.
Well, and you've done that so successfully. It really just works, and that's the key. And it's simple to use. It couldn't be more simple. Would you agree with that, Dave?
Yeah. Well, I'm just sitting here listening, and as a marketing guy, I'm so excited about the new products that we're rolling out here at the show, because it is all about simplicity. Like our vision really is to be able to let anyone in the world create their own 24/7 broadcast channel on Ustream. And, you know, whether it's with Teradek cameras, combining it with Ustream, and then using some really exciting new features like live playlists. It's like a linear feed that just loops live all the time, and it's embedded with social networks, so you're never not live. You're always connecting with your audience. You're always delivering a better content experience through things like your encoders and our back-end platform, so that you're never losing touch with your customers. And that's why it's also such an interesting business proposition too.
It really is. I think it's so good for business too, because now you can reach your consumers, you can reach your people, and you can talk to them. You can do press conferences now instead of press releases. You can show them products instead of telling them about products.
A great example of that is Martha Stewart just launched her latest paint products that are exclusively for Home Depot, all on Ustream. So it was basically like a how-to show. So forget just a press release and a blog post. It was a live demonstration of this is why these paints are so great. This is what you can do with them. And oh, by the way, you can get them at Home Depot. So of course they were very happy.
And everybody
with that.
can do that now. And the cool thing too is that you can do that to you can have. You can basically do sales meetings that way too, so you don't have to get on a plane and travel. You could sit here and say, okay, this is our new product, we're making this book and blah, 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 and I can sell it at 2 or 3 different stores at the same time, having them watch.
In fact, probably the most famous sales company out there, which is Salesforce, actually uses Ustream, and it's interesting. Them and Salesforce and Dell and a lot of these companies are using us in ways to connect with their consumers and actually use it as a lead generation funnel. And so we actually think there's some very real business applications to drive ultimately the bottom line of businesses by taking this, again, the vision, which is this engaging platform, highly engaged audiences, whether it's customers or whether it's viewers, and creating real business opportunity. And Ustream is, I think, going to have a big part of that in the future.
Yeah, you guys have always done exciting stuff. It's always been fun stuff. I remember back in the day, I'm pretty sure it was, trying to think, I think it was, his name slipping my tongue now, but he would get in his car, one of the basketball players, get in his car after the games and do a live stream from his phone, off, for Ustream, off of his phone. And I'm trying to think of who it was, but anyway, it was phenomenal.
Tons
it really
of
brought the
celebrities
fans
on
inside.
Ustream.
Yeah,
celebrities
wasn't
love
Ashton
it.
Kutcher on for a while too?
Oh yeah. Ashton was on, and Nicki Minaj, and a whole bunch. They love it because it's a direct way to connect with their fans, and that's
and
really what
you could show
what
people,
Ustream's
hey,
all about.
I'm flying in this chopper over Hawaii now, or I'm doing this, or I'm live broadcasting at NAB and bringing these people wonderful coverage here. And I love that you can embed the player, and on the website you can do all these great things. I think we have some pictures of that broadcast behind the scenes. I was talking about the NFL Player of the Year awards. I think they're going to put some up. Okay. But it really, you guys run the gamut, and I think being able to, as simple as using your phone to broadcast, to as complicated and complex as a full multi-camera broadcast like we're doing here, and you can do that, even on a single camera with a Teradek encoder, with the video that's reasonably priced, that somebody can pick up a handy cam and now broadcast live. Things like Occupy Wall Street and get news and information to people immediately. It's just so important. Are you surprised with how big this has gotten? I mean, you had to know you were on the cusp of something big when you started, but are you surprised just how big it's gotten? Or just how quickly it's gotten big?
Absolutely, I'm amazed at the success we've had. And I think but we always knew that we were onto something, because the core value of what we've built, again, I could personally relate to it. So I always knew there was a need because I could relate to it personally. And you're right. We've had a lot of success in so many different areas, whether it was the Occupy movement or what has happened during the Arab Spring. We have the ability for people to broadcast live from their phone, and as the cell networks across the world continue to get better and better, and the cameras within the iPhone get better and better, people are broadcasting from the Arab Spring, from Syria, from Libya, from Tunisia, from Russia.
I mean, that's the thing that's so amazing is I think of it only as the U.S. It's my world, but we're expanding the world, and it's everywhere. And it's so interesting because when we were kids, we didn't watch TV from Britain or any other countries. We didn't know of that. But now you can watch TV from other countries. You can watch it live from other countries. If your family is from Russia or from Poland or from Greece or wherever, you can watch their news programming because of Ustream.
We've actually got offices in Asia as well. So we have a big Asia presence. We have offices in Tokyo, we have offices in Seoul, and during the Japanese earthquake, we worked with the major CNN of Japan was NHK, and they actually put their linear broadcast on Ustream. And it's interesting because I tell a story about on day 2 of the Japanese earthquake, remember Fukushima and those northern prefectures were sort of in chaos. Yeah. And I have a photo that I show people of a guy who took a picture outside an Apple store behind a crowd, and all the crowd is looking at the front of an Apple store. In the front of the Apple store, they had pushed 4 plasma TVs to the front. It was NHK, TBS, all the major broadcasters, all powered by Ustream. And that was literally how they were getting their information of the chaos that was happening. We've heard these stories over and over again, whether it's there or in South America during the Chilean earthquake that they had, where we're having an impact on the world, and much more than just the business, but something that's much more intrinsic, and we're very proud of.
And you are having an impact on the world, and that's so interesting to me, because this wasn't able to happen. The communication you're able to disseminate because of this, the information that's able to get out. You know, all these events that you talk about in Egypt and other countries, they all happen because of you guys, because the people were able to organize, they were able to see what's going on, and then of course they got the support from countries like the United States or people in these other countries because people were able to watch, which you could never do before, or if you were able to watch, you didn't really know what was going on because you were see a 2-minute snippet on the news at night, but you didn't know what was happening all the time there. You didn't know how bad it was, and you could see now. And you can see it as long as you want to watch it, and it's just phenomenal.
So, Michael, I just wanted to jump back to what you were asking about earlier. Why is this thing blown up so big so quickly?
Oh, I know why it has. No. I'm just saying.
But there's just another dimension. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, there's the video dimension, and that's what we've invested in. That's why we're able to blow up these huge events like Sony to 1 million concurrent viewers. But what's really been happening is, in parallel, social networks are growing and video is growing with it, right? And live video is right next to the social networks because they're both real time, right? So you bring up Egypt, right? So what was huge in Egypt? Facebook was huge in Egypt, and right alongside it was the live video stream coming in from Ustream because people were talking about it in the socials and then seeing it in Ustream, and it's that marriage of social and live video that's so powerful.
It really is. So are you proud? You should be proud.
Oh, I'm proud. I mean, we've in as much as anything, I'm proud of our team. We've got an amazing group of people, guys like David and ladies that we have on the team. We're very, very, very proud.
You definitely you should be proud, and you have a lot to be proud of. You've done an amazing job, an amazing thing here. Do you shoot at all?
You know, more personal. You know, I'm a father. I have 3 kids.
Do you stream?
I stream. I'll get on. You know, I'll try to get on once a month. You know,
right.
We're starting to do some webinars and stuff. And one of these, I want to actually lead a webinar for the company. But yeah, you know, I do my share, and I'm really involved with the product still, as David can attest to. I definitely play with everything that we build like crazy, and so we're. We dog food quite a bit.
I've got some straps for you guys. Pick which ones you want. Camera straps. So when you shoot, you've got something to shoot with. These are from Black Rapid, the Yeti, which holds 2 cameras or 1, and the RS7, which I love as well, and shoots just 1. The double is happens to be my favorite now. The Yeti is my new favorite, but the RS7 was my favorite until the Yeti took it over.
All right,
that's great.
Thank you. I'm going to play a little trivia with you. I'll tell you what, you picked those, so I'm going to play a little trivia with you for the Yeti.
Okay.
And tell you, I love Ustream. Thank you guys for coming on. It's funny, when you were coming on, I said, I started to tell you that story. I said, I'll tell you on the air about the NFL Player of the Year. And I realize now you must get all these stories all the time. It's like, it's not a big deal,
No, but they're all
But
packed.
it is, but they're all
awesome.
a big deal,
they're all
right?
Amazing.
So, how about a good question here? The Simpsons is one of the longest running television shows. It's top 10, and it's still going. What year did it debut? You got to answer 2 of these right to get this thing.
You want to guess?
You don't know?
1991.
Oh, you're so close.
92.
I was going to say 89.
80. Oh! Wow, so you got 1. All right, got 1 right. I'm going to make you guys a team, so the 2 of you guys together. Who was the first president to appear on television?
First president.
Who was the first president to appear on television?
Herbert Hoover.
Oh, how about, do you have a guess?
Theodore Roosevelt. I have no idea.
Close. FDR. FDR. All right.
Too early.
One more. This is the breaker. The first television drama aired in what year? The first television drama aired in 1 year.
We're internet guys.
1948.
You want to drop 20 off of that?
Oh, wow. That's pretty
1928.
awesome.
I'm sorry, no Yeti.
Nice.
You guys were awesome.
Hey.
I'm going to give you the Yeti anyway.
All right.
For the
I
NFL.
love you guys. You Ustream. How could I not give you that? And so people go to ustream.tv and they can find out how to broadcast live and find out all the new features as well that are coming out. A lot of great new features.
Free to try. We're free to try. So anyone can use the platform for free. Check it out. Test it out. Get that first test run, and then if you love the product, we'd love to have you as a more more personal relationship with you as a customer.
You guys are phenomenal.
And 3:30 tomorrow, we've got a big announcement on Ustream.tv. Nickel, the CEO of Teradek, is going to be there. We've got some really exciting stuff
That's awesome.
coming out.
I can't wait for that. I'm really excited. I'm stoked for that. I want to be there.
Come.
I'm going to be there. I'm coming. I'm coming.
Come.
Guys, thank you
Thanks,
so much. It was
Michael.
a pleasure to have you guys.
Great to meet you.
And this is your live coverage with Teradek of NAB 2013.